Good day. So I'm gonna actually take you through on how we work with Zoho for invoicing and other stuff. And I feel like this program is quite helpful in terms of maintaining what comes in and what actually comes out. So when you log in and you search for it on your system, this is on your laptop or computer, you're going to be presented with this invoice, right? So with this dashboard. So here it gives us our yearly income or total revenue in terms of the invoices we've generated from January the 23rd, January, which is 2023, until December 2023. So currently we seem to get 1.7 and 1.7 M. So you can be able to see your current invoice, your overdue, and your past 16 to 30 days. So that's between a range of a month, and this is between a range of 2 months, and this is a range of 3 months. 3 months. Well, 2 months and above, actually. So here it gives you like a detailed breakdown of the expenses, categorized automobile expense, petrol, maybe service. Here it gives you janitorial expense, so that could be things that is related to maybe the factory cleaning and things like that. In the year is others, any non-classified expenses. So this is also just factory expense, factory supplies. So which means anything that comes from the factory, like your stock, reliance, comes part of the factory supply. And this is your cash on delivery items that we just pay with cash. Now you'll be presented with this dashboard. Here you have your items, right? So your items are a list of things that we sell and its pricing. A list of things we sell and its pricing. And if you click, for an example, on almond chocolate, it will tell you we're selling almond chocolate at almond. This is brittle. This is the sweet. If you go to maybe almond caramelized, we're selling it at 180 rand and it's taxable. And then if you look at the transaction, we go to invoice. What it will do is it will tell us the number of quantities sold, the most recent quantity sold for almond brittle. So the most recent sold was invoiced on the 4th of this month, which was going at 235 rand per kg, and we sold about this. And if you go to here almond chocolates as well, you can see as well the same thing. Here you are able to see that also in every item on the list you can see the recent transaction. Even cashew caramelized, you can see this was Split and Bliss was the last supply that we delivered to. And if you go to history, this is price history. So price history or any update that you do on this particular system, you keep tracks of it. Now that's with items. And then customers are basically our clients. You see clients that we are charging for anything. So for an example, if I want to create a new client, I can say, okay, now I'm calling this automatic sell push, right? That's a company that I recently registered. It's a business. Company name should be this as well, or this division could be Fresh Eats. Okay. Fresh Eats. So Fresh Eats is the subsidiary of this, an example. And this gives you all the information. So if you have maybe the address or the contact, so I could just say, for an example, billing address is going to Chris, because a subsidiary country is South Africa. Address could be maybe 7. I'm just gonna put Rosedown place. Rosedown. I'm just gonna put Cape Town. Western Cape. So I can just put 7780. And then do I have contacts? I could put email or other details. if there is email, like I just said, chrisminoka@gmail.com. So if you click save, you see you've added It's Fresh, right? So every client that we create will have a profile, right? A profile. So if we go to Cape Gate, here in Cape Gate, in the last 6 months, this fiscal year, you can see their transaction. So these are the value of items that we've raised for Cape Gate. If you go to this guy, this is a client, right? Right. For this client, so far we've gotten, for this month, we have had about 3,300, 3,200 for this particular client. So it gives you all the details about the client, so we can see who's our performing clients and everything. So if you just put this fiscal year, we can also be able to see January spent this is spent that. And if you go to Kennyworth, we are able also to tell, okay, Kennyworth has given us this total for the month of, maybe the month of August. So the month of September, we've delivered 29,603 rand worth of stock to Kennyworth for the month of September. For the month of August, we delivered 40,000 worth of stock to Kennyworth. Now, if you go to Lawrence Fort, if you're doing like market analysis for all the clients, so we can tell you that in Lawrence Fort, let me just put this fiscal here. Yeah, this fiscal year should be the same. So for Lawrence Fort, in January, we sold to them worth of 27,842 rand, and then they dropped slightly in March, and then in March they increased. They increased in March, and then in May they decreased, and June I believe they also decreased. So if you come down here, you can see there was a break where we're no longer invoicing them, because I think this is like the winter period, and then they recently resumed somewhere around August, September, and then just this month of October, we've invoiced about 8,700 worth of kiosks to them. So this allows us to do a bit more detailed analysis of the stock and the kiosk we're giving out to invoice. And so far for them, since we've started the year, they've paid us worth of about 149 grand. So Lawrence Fort. And if you go to Mr. Elias, so if you're comparing Elias and Lawrence Fort, so this is to tell you that Mr. Elias has actually made more money for us than compared to Joe, because he had given us worth value of 154 grand from April until August, and because we were not billing him from January, February, March, we're not billing him. So imagine if we had given him those 3 months, we would have been sitting about 200 grand just from Mr. Elias alone. And so this gives us that detailed analysis and things like that. If you look at Planet Suites, let's see how Planet Suites has been doing. Planet Suites has been doing fairly okay, not too bad. And yeah, so there's a lot of companies that we have here. Somerset West. So we can see, I don't know why, Somerset West GM, this physical here. Well, I don't know if you have been invoicing Somerset, but we're not invoicing Somerset for like the rest of the year. So I don't know what invoices have been going out. But you can see Somerset just for 3 months, we do release a lot of stock for them. So this allows you to do a bit of a water analysis. So if you look at, I think same story with Waterfront. Yeah, same story with Waterfront. But so that's with clients. And then if you go to estimate, so an estimate is basically like a pro forma invoice that you do when somebody gives you an order. So I'll give an example, right? So we come here, I want to do an estimate. So let's say Elias gave me an order, right? Elias gave me an order. So usually he gives me an order like this. So let's say he gives me an order like this, where we have chocolate cashew 5 kg, chocolate almond 5 kg, yogurt 3 kg, total is 20 kg. So we can do for him estimates where he can make a payment before he pays, before you collect the order. So I can come here and just pretend, okay, this is me. I'm gonna do for it fresh it, so which is a client I created, and then from there I am just going to say salesperson is gorgeous nuts, and then what he ordered was, we're saying alias was chocolate cashew 5 kg, so cashew chocolate 5 kg, cashew chocolate 5 kg, and then and then what else was there? We had also almond chocolate 5 kg, so we had almond chocolate also 5 kg, and then we also had cashew yogurt 3 kg, cashew yogurt, cashew yogurt 3 kg, and then we had cashew almond 3 kg, yogurt almond 4 kg, almond yogurt was 4 kg, and then he also had lemon cashew, so lemon, so cashew lemon 3 kg, cashew lemon, there we go, 3 kg. So this gives us his estimate, right? So his estimate is 4,071. So we can say expiry date. So since, right, if we're invoicing him today, so let's pretend today is Wednesday, which is today, because we usually send them an invoice on Wednesday. Let's pretend we send them an invoice on Wednesday, right? So we're sending him an invoice on Wednesday, and then the expiry date when we expect him to pay will be on the 24th, right? Because we give him to pay on Tuesday. But usually, because it's now same day period, we don't do that anymore. We just do expect him to pay by the 25th, which gives them until today. Or we can just say Tilt must pay me today as well, today. So that's when we're expecting payment. So we estimate date was today, and we're expecting payments today. So, and then this is worth of invoice. And then once we just click save, right, it comes in as an estimate. So we can send it to him, send an email. If we send it, it will come to my email, right? It will come to my email, and then from my email I can be able to download the invoice. But usually we just download the invoice, and then send it to them via WhatsApp. So it makes still the same thing. If I go on my email right now, just to confirm if I've received what I had received this, you should be able to see that the email actually came for the invoice. If I go here to my email, go to Gmail, you should be able to see that the email actually came. So you see, if you go here, estimate is waiting for you. If I say view estimate, I'm able to see the estimate that has been given to me. So fresh it. So that's what I've been able to see, the estimate. Yeah. And then I can, so now if he's happy, we can easily convert to an invoice. So when you convert to an invoice, it just brings that estimate and everything over, and then save. So it becomes an invoice. So now we can send it again via email or download, becomes an invoice. Now we'll probably receive another email as well. So you can see sent means that the person has received an email, right? Or you can download. So yeah, if you go back to my email right now, I should receive another one. See, there's another one now. This is not an invoice, it's no longer an estimate. See here, with moving from invoice, and then we can go to payments received. So payments received gives me an of all the payment that we have received, all the payment that we've received. So let's say it comes here, he makes a payment. I'll go to my invoice. I can record a payment. You see, I can record a payment amount. I can actually record if there's maybe half I'll say how much you recorded. But if I say recorded payment, automatically we say this thing is now actually paid. Now, if you go to payments received, you can see the first person, which is Fresh Eats. Let me just order by date. You should see Fresh Eats as well. If you search for Fresh Eats, it should appear here as well. I'm not too sure why, but yeah, it should probably appear there as well. Now, if you go to reports, you'll see the report is actually loading. Now, they're giving you just different views. So let me go remind me later. So if you say sales by customer, you can see this is a report of everything that we have sold so far. So you look at Fresh Eats, you look at myself, you look at everything. So this gives you a proper estimate of every single thing that we are doing. Like this and all these estimates of the sales by customer, which is our customers that we are selling. So, and this is for the applicable month. So we can choose, okay, give me this week. So this week, then run reports. This week, there's only one, which is fresh sale, right? There's only one. If I say give me previous week, give me previous week, and then we run the previous week. So last week, which means last week, we actually made an income of 29,898 Rand last week. As that was the income we made from giving these people our stock. And then if you say, okay, now I want an AR analysis. So let me go here. So we can do so much. Let's just say if I want to say receivable summary. So this gives you a receivable summary. If you go to this one, I do another report. Bad debt. If maybe someone is not paying us well, we can also put them as bad debt. Customer balance summary. We can see all of this info. So customer balance summary. So we can see from Alchemy Food, this is the invoice, the monthly invoice, and this is the amount we received. From Blog Clip, this is the most recent one. So if I say give me for this quarter, I can tell you Bayside we've invoiced him 45k, and this is Cape Gate, this is Roadbroom, Kennyworth has been receiving a lot, you see, for this quarter. And then if you go to year this, about 25, Waterfront since we stopped. So it's important that we actually invoice all of this stuff. Planet Suites was about 80k. So this gives you that detailed reporting analysis. But yeah, so yeah, you can actually do so much more from the reports. And if you go to billable expense, so if there's an expense, if you let's just say this quarter, see there's nothing that is captured. Now, if you go to expenses, right? From expense, it gives you the ability to create expense. So if you go to configure, let me just come here, configure expense category. So you can create your own expense category. See, like, yeah, factory suppliers, all of this. So if there's a new one, you can actually add office supply, you can add your category. Now, if somebody wants to record an expense, so let's say, for an example, I'll just open my WhatsApp expenses on the WhatsApp group. If you go here, and this is an expense, right? So I'm just going to save it here. Expense. Yeah. If I come here, I want to record an expense. What expense was that actually? That one was multi-snack. So if you say expense, so this is factory supplies, and this is, I could say, multi snacks, right? multi-snacks. So paid multi-snacks invoice for 1 box of cashews, right? And then how much was that? If I open that stuff, that receipt, I'll just see how much it was there. It was there we go, it was 3,300. So I can just copy this exact amount, 3,333 rand. So I could say that. I don't know if there's a 15% tax already included. Now if I click add expense, so I can now go to the desktop where I saved that expense and just say, okay, this is the expense, save. You see, now when somebody makes a transaction, you can see paid multi-snack invoice 1 box of cashew. This is it. If you go here, you can view, you can download the proof of payment, things like that. So it allows us to keep track. So if I come back here to my dashboard, I can now see there's an expense being made. You see this red one, the new one that we made. So it keeps us track. And then the total expense has increased as well. See, it has increased. So this is how I wanted us to move forward with it. And yeah, so you can do so much. If you go to template, I think this is for Zoho invoicing template, which I don't think we should really focus on. Timesheets, yeah, if you want to be logging time, which is not applicable to us. Projects, also not applicable to us. So, but then you can see there's so much more. So much more. Yeah, thank you.